Do you find yourself overwhelmed with your to-do lists, feeling guilty for snapping at your kid again, or that you're doing everything right but still caught in these same loops of frustration? Hi, I'm Dipika, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for your trust and curiosity. I didn't stumble across what I'm about to share with you. I spent many years understanding, integrating the knowledge and gaining the experience that I have. I've been drawn to the nature of self and reality for as long as I can remember. I've spent the last 25 years bringing that into practice. I've trained in traditional Chinese medicine, in yoga, in alchemy, in zero balancing, in biogeometry, in obstetric and pediatric acupuncture. You get the point. I've had practices in Europe and Asia. I've held retreats worldwide, and I've sat with clients for about 60,000 hours. But nothing mirrored my own wounds and greatest potential for healing as becoming a mother. In 2011, my son was born, and with him, the challenges came. 3 years later, I was newly separated, in a new country, exhausted, in self-doubt, and feeling guilty for not doing more. I wish I'd just given him a hug when we both needed it most. So life answered my prayers, and I found myself working with one of the pioneers in the field of prenatal and early childhood trauma, psychology. And I began this as a collaboration, but it ended up becoming a profound initiation for me. So for 3 years, I went deep into understanding how the time before my conception, my mother's pregnancy, my birth, and my early childhood years shaped my behavior today. It was deeply transformational, but it was also mind-blowing. It was so obvious that I didn't know why more people weren't talking about it. I experienced grief and other emotions that my mother wasn't able to feel and heal. And I was relieved to know that there was nothing wrong with me, but I also understood the generational trauma that I carried. So with this understanding, I was able to start changing my ways so I could free myself and my son and stop the cycle here. I also learned my deepest truth about transformation, and that is that healing is not linear. It is a wild and chaotic expanding spiral. And I see 3 currents: awaken to the illusions, remember your truth, and attune to the flow of life in harmony. Now, with each loop and spiral, you revisit the same core wounds. Yes, not because you're a failure. You know those moments where you've thought, but I've been here before, I've done the work here, why again? Yes, because you're ready to meet that again with more presence, with greater awareness, with more compassion, and a better toolkit. So this spiral of becoming is now what I embody and share. It is based in Egyptian and Chinese and Indian wisdom, contains the science of the nervous system and contemporary psychotherapy to be integrated as a lived experience. You know, every wake-up call is an invitation to deeper presence. And if you embrace them as opportunities rather than failures, you will see your life change. My mission now is to midwife wholeness back into humanity so that you and I and all of us as role models and guardians of the future can live and lead from a place of coherence, joy, peace, love, compassion, authenticity, and liberation. And I share this from a deep knowing, but also a wish to stop the cycle here. So if you feel the call to join us on the spiral, I welcome you with open arms. And as a gift for you, I would like to share the first step on the reparenting with presence. So you can also step into your empowered, authentic self and loving parent. Send you so much love.